I am going to show you today how to use it on a computer or a laptop. Because Canva is a creating platform to use and to make flyers and invitations, the best way to use it is on a computer, laptop, or tablet. You can use a phone, you can use a smartphone, but since a smartphone is so small, it is a bit difficult to just use a smartphone. But you could perfectly use it. It's just you have to use your finger to kind of drag the different elements and the design. You'll see it later when I show you. But I do recommend if you have a laptop, computer, an iPad or tablet, it's going to be better to use something that has a larger screen. But so Canva is going to be kind of like your design tool. So if you ever been to the center, you may see like all of our flyers around the center. Even when we send an email to you guys, we sometimes have banners in our emails. We create all of our designs using Canva. Canva, once again, can be used on a smartphone or a laptop. This is the symbol. Or you can download it on the App Store or the Google Play Store. It's called Canva. If you want to use it on a computer, it's just www.canva.com. And I would say if anyone here today is familiar with things like Word document or Google Docs or has ever used PowerPoints, Canva is going to be a tool like that, a place where you can add text, add different images, change colors, fonts. This is the place for that. The reason why people like Canva so much is because they have a great free version with a lot of features that you can use. So for free, you can do a lot of things on Canva, use a lot, add as many images as you want. We'll see today all of the great things that you can do with Canva. But they do have a premium feature, which I will talk about in the next slide. With Canva, right? It's everything in one. So when you think about Word document, all you could do in Word document is write a document. When you think of PowerPoint, all you could do is a PowerPoint. However, in Canva, you can do all of that in this application. You can create a flyer. You can create a template for a resume. You could do presentations, you can do posters. So all of this is included in Canva, which is why people like it so much. With Canva, you can also collaborate on your design. So if anyone here today is in a club or part of their buildings, meetings or anything like that, maybe you're in a church, something like that, which requires you to do designs for them, you can share your designs with others and you can see the changes that they make on the flyer. And you guys can go back and forth with your changes. And I'll show all of that later. And lastly, there is a print option. So with Canva, you can print your designs and have it delivered to your house. Yes, this is going to be their paid feature. So if you want Canva to actually print your design on a mug, on a postcard, on a t-shirt, right? That is going to be paid through them, and I'll show you the prices later. But if you have a printer at home, you can definitely use Canva and print it for free at home. The paid option is if you actually want it on an actual cup, a mug, or something like that. Does anybody have questions so far? Okay. So Canva Premium is going to be Canva's paid version in order to use it. So like I said, Canva is free and they have a lot of great features for it being free. But when I actually screen share and show you Canva, you're going to see that some images may have this little crown symbol. So if you look on the screen, there's a little crown on top of Canva Pro. Anything with a crown is going to mean you have to pay to use that. So sometimes if there's like a fancy script font that you never seen before, maybe they make that a premium version. Or there's sometimes some images that are on Canva that you have to pay to use it. Since I am going to be using RSS's account, we have a premium Canva, so everything is going to be free for us, but I will show you the ones that are free versus paid. I do believe it's $10 a month if you wanted the premium, but you'll see today that there's a lot of things that you could use on Canva that you wouldn't have to like pay that $10 a month for. Here, I'm just gonna show you a quick samples of what people do on Canva and like how creative you can actually get. So right here, people use it for real estate options. As you can see, all of this was made on Canva, putting the images on the flyer, the text, all this design, the color made through Canva. Anything like flyers that have to do with volunteering, the different colors, once again, made through Canva. Anything that has to do with like a vote, anything like that, if your building has like voting or stuff like that, you can create that through Canva as well. I am going to show you later, I touched on this very shortly, but I am going to show you later that with Canva, you can have them directly print your design. You're going to see all the different designs you can do. So you could put them into envelopes, business cards, bags. You could even make a calendar with your designs, photo books, mugs. So if anybody here today is creative and they like making their own logos or this and that, or anyone here today knows of somebody that's trying to start a business, or someone that's just talented, if you know anybody or you yourself is talented, you can use Canva to start making designs and start selling them on different items. So there's many ways to use Canva, whether you need to sell a product, whether you want to create an invitation. You have a question? Oh, I thought you had a question, Alicia. No? Okay. So there's many ways that you could use Canva, whether you want to create a flyer or you need to have something to sell. So we are going to go into Canva. So in order to go into Canva, I am on a laptop or a desktop. And in order to get to Canva, you could just type in www.canva.com. That's how you could get on it on a computer or laptop. If you have a smartphone or a tablet, you do have to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download Canva onto your device. Once you go into Canva, you do have to sign in. You have to put in your email and a password, right? Every time we want to start something brand new, they are going to ask us to create a password. And right away, when I open up Canva, it does look a bit intimidating, which I told everyone at the center. But as long as you know some of the key features to use it, you will be fine. So as you can see right away, there's just so many things that you can do with Canva. As I'm looking at the screen and you're seeing my screen, you probably are seeing that you could create presentations, flyers, postcards. I can scroll down and I can see all the other great designs that me and my coworkers do for RSS. But I'm gonna just show you where to navigate, whether you're using a smartphone or a computer. So all the way on the left, sorry, not the left, the right-hand side, I just put a circle and there's a purple button that says create a design. That is always the first step when you have to create a flyer, a postcard, an invitation, whatever you want. The first step is that purple button, create a design. When I tap on it, a menu is going to appear and it's going to want me to search. What do I want to create? Invitation, a flyer, a postcard? Do I want a logo with a t-shirt on it? I can type that onto my smartphone, my computer, whatever device you're using. For the purpose of today, we're going to make a flyer. So I'm just gonna type flyer. And as you can see, if you're still looking where the red circle is, I typed in flyer. And it's giving me all these options of different flyers and the dimensions of how big I want the flyer. Do I want a portrait, a landscape? It's showing me the inches and the sizes. Usually I just pick the first one, 5.5 x 8.5, but whatever you want, you can choose. It doesn't matter. So I click on the first one and it's going to open up to a blank canvas so I can start getting ready and using Canva. Let me take this circle out. Anybody have questions so far? Okay. So I want everyone now to look over to the left-hand side of the screen. These are the options that we are going to use to create a flyer on the right-hand side. So everything I want to add onto this blank canvas, we're going to be using whatever the icons on the left-hand side. This is the same for a smartphone and a tablet. So on the left-hand side, if you look at the red circle, you see that there says design, elements, text at the top, the three. Design is going to be your templates. So for some people who use Canva, starting from scratch may be a bit too hard for them. So you can actually do a template and fill in everything that you want for yourself, and it does it for you. But we'll start from scratch and then we'll see the difference between using an actual template. So the first thing that we have to do is add some text to this flyer. So over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on text and it's going to give me an option whether I want to do a header, a subheader, or a body. I'm also recording this, so if later on you want to come back and remember what I said, I will have it posted on our YouTube channel so you can follow along again if you're not taking down notes. So it's time for me to add some text. So I'm going to add heading because I want a header for my flyer. And in the center, we created a summer party type flyer. So I'm going to try to do the same here today with you guys. So as soon as I clicked heading, you can see that the text jumped to the right-hand side. And it's time for me to type something so I could create my flyer. So I'm just going to put summer party. And once I added my text, you could see it's now in the middle of the canvas. However, I don't want the text in the middle of my flyer. I want to have it at the top of the flyer. So if you had a smartphone or a tablet, what you could do is with your finger, you could hold down where it says summer party and drag it to the top or wherever you want it. Or if you're using a computer or a laptop, you can use your mouse and drag it to the top, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm using my mouse, holding it and dragging it up. If you had a smartphone, you use your finger and you hold it and you drag it up. Once I have the summer party, you could see as well, I could change it to different colors and fonts. So if you are used to using Word Docs, Word document or Google document, these icons where the red circle is should be a bit familiar to you. So here we have our options to change the fonts of the text. Then we have to increase the size. You can see right now, summer party is getting very big on the screen. So I could go up and down and make it as large or small as I want. I have the A for text color. So I can change it to whatever color that I want it to be. You could get all different colors. And those are like the main buttons that I would say if you're a first time using it. And you can go up and down and choose what font you want. Anybody have questions so far as I'm going through this? Okay. So as you can see, I added my header, but now it's time to actually add some elements to my actual flyer. So once again, I'm gonna go back to the left-hand side of the screen, and I'm going to start adding images to my flyer. So I can click on where it says elements on the left-hand side of the screen, and I can just type in what I am looking for. So if this was a flyer that you wanted, and in this case, it's a summer party flyer, I can type the word summer, and I can start seeing all the different summer images or icons to add to the flyer to make it stand out. But I did mention earlier that not everything on Canva is free. So I am going to circle things that are not free. So if you see on the screen right now, there are some crown icons that I circled. Once again, anything that has a crown icon is going to mean you have to pay to actually use that image on your flyer. So I could use it right now because the RSS account is paid for. But if you were a first-time user, you would have to choose something that doesn't have that crown. But that's okay because if we look closely, there's a lot of other images that do not have that crown. Like this one here is free to use. These seashells are free to use. So there's a lot of things that you don't have to worry about. It doesn't mean that, you know, everything is with a paywall. So you can see here, I added this beach ball. And once again, I can drag it with my mouse anywhere that I want on the flyer, up or down. If I had a smartphone or a tablet, I would use my finger and drag it anywhere I want to on the flyer. And just like how I would zoom in and out with my finger on a smartphone, I can also do the same with the beach ball, make it as large or small as I want. If I had a laptop, I could use my mouse and take one of these square corners, and I could drag it to make it smaller or to make it larger. If you had a smartphone, you use your fingers and you pinch it outward or pitch it inward. The same you would zoom in and zoom out on your smartphone or tablet. Any questions so far from anyone? Okay, so those that just came in, once again, we're using Canva, which is an application to either create flyers, postcards, invitations. This is a design application, so whatever that you would need it for, which if you have a hobby, you're part of a part-time job, anything that requires you to create a design. Sometimes you may get baby shower invitations or wedding invitations. Many people also create that on Canva as well. Okay, so as you can see, we can add as many images or icons that we want and add them to the flyer. Another thing, yes?
So you just have to click on the icon and it appears on the flyer.
Yes, so as soon as you tap on anything on the left-hand side, it will jump to your flyer on the right-hand side.
Great. Okay, thank you.
And then the same thing, if you had a smartphone, if you used your finger and touched on it, it would jump to the flyer.
Thank you.
Once again, if we just go back, so right now I'm trying to make my flyer, but let's say you're not as creative, or maybe you just need some help. You need a template to get you going with ideas flowing. So instead of trying to do it from scratch and trying to think of how to even start, what I can do is use a template. So if I look on the left-hand side of the screen once again, I have an option called design. So it's always at the top left-hand side. And in design, I'm going to have a section where I can basically use some words to describe what I'm looking for. So you could type in exactly what you want, like baby shower invitation, summer party 2024, summer party in June. You could type that and it will try to find a template for you to use. So I typed into the search bar, summer party in June. And I can start looking at all the great things that they have. So these are all the templates that I can use and fill it out myself without having to do most of the work. So once again, if you see this crown symbol, that doesn't mean you have to pay for it. So we have to find one that is free. So the second one is free. And these at the bottom are free. They do not have a crown symbol. So I'm going to choose one of the free ones so you can see that you can use Canva without having to pay for it. So let me just zoom out. So I'm going to use one of these free templates. And as you can see, I tapped on it and here I have my flyer, which added all my images and my text for me. And all I have to do now is just fill in the words. So right here has a fake address because it's a template. So with my mouse or my finger, I can click on what I want to change. So if I want to change this address that says 123 Anywhere Street, I can click on it with my mouse and I can start deleting the text. And instead, I could type in that the party is going to be at 2600 Netherland Avenue in Bronx, New York. 10463. So now I just made some touches to it. And let's say it was only $5 for the party. I can click on where it says admission and I can change the amount to $5. So now I have a template that I've created and added my own like touches on it that I can use now for my party. And let's say you could do a lot of things. Like let's say you didn't want summer beach party in red. Once again, you can click on it and you can go to where the text color is and you can change it to whichever color that you want, because that's what a template is for, that you can change around. You know, even these pictures that are added here, you could delete it and add a picture, another picture. You could add a logo if you wanted to. All of this can be changed. That's the purpose of that template. Any questions?
Can you draw on the template?
Yes, you can. So once again, if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, I'm gonna circle it again. Just give me a second.
Okay.
If you look on the left-hand side of the screen, I drew a red circle around it.
Yes.
An option that says draw. And oops,
Cool.
hold on, let me just delete this. There's an option that says draw, and I'm gonna have an arrow. You can actually use these markers to like
Mm-hmm.
draw on your actual flyer. I would say though, the best, if you have like an iPad with a stylus, that's going to be the best way to use this feature because it might get messy using a mouse or your finger. But
Okay.
you definitely can draw on it. Like I could draw, I'm drawing on it. I wrote hi, but it doesn't look that great using a mouse. But you can definitely from scratch also draw your flyer, or let's say it wasn't a flyer. Let's say you wanted a logo that you wanted to create for your business. You can definitely draw it yourself.
Okay. When you say a stylus, does the pen work also on the iPad, or is that more difficult than the stylus? Isn't the stylus like a separate kind of thing?
When I say stylus, I mean like the actual Apple pen that you buy,
Oh,
the
yes.
iPad.
Yeah, that's what you're referring to.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, let me just delete this. So, I mean, definitely drawing is cool to use. I've never like really used it because I'm just not talented at drawing, but I'm sure many people use that feature. Usually, I would say I usually do my flyers from scratch, but if you are someone here today that's new with Canva and you just want to try it out, I would definitely say use this design template feature to get a feel of it, how to move things around on your flyer, get ideas, and then you can start doing your flyers from scratch.
Okay.
Let me just go back for a second. So another thing I just want to touch on. So once again, every time we start using Canva, the first thing is create a design in the top right-hand corner. And I'm going to circle it again. Every time we start something in Canva, we click on create a design. So what I was doing was a flyer. But once again, you can type in exactly what you want. It does not have to be a flyer, right? Canva is a place with all designs, whether it's a PowerPoint you're doing, even you can do video creation. You have to tell it what you want. So if it was a t-shirt that you wanted to start creating with a logo, you would have to type in t-shirt. And if I clicked on it, you do get a blank canvas, right? It's not going to show you an actual t-shirt,
Mhm.
but let me just delete this. It's not going to show you an actual t-shirt, but if let me just add something. Like, let's say I just wanted this on a t-shirt for some reason. If I hit the print with Canva option, you can see now I'll have a t-shirt that I can buy with my logo on it.
Mhm.
So once again, however you're using it, you want to make sure that you first type in what exactly you want from Canva. If it's going to be a t-shirt or a mug or a flyer, because when you do decide to print it, either through Canva or if you have a printer at home, you want to make sure it's going to print on the correct sheet of paper, or if you want it on a shirt and so on. But I do think that it's pretty cool that you can do t-shirts or mugs with Canva. And like as this example, they do provide you with the t-shirts if you want to have it delivered to your house, and it's $20. But it doesn't get pricier with like your design, right? You could put as much as you want on the t-shirt. That's just the flat price for one t-shirt, $20. Another question that someone did bring up in the censor that I want to make known to everyone here today is that you cannot just add any image from Google onto Canva and print it, right? Because many of the pictures that we use or we just take from Google have rights, and we can't just have anything printed unless we will get into like legal issues. So I would recommend that you use images from Canva itself, because they're giving us the rights to use it and to print it. If it's like a picture of your family member that you want to use or your dog, that's completely fine. But I mean, adding actual like random people of images of people you don't know of that you find online or things like that, just be careful using that because you're not allowed to. But let's say
Mhm.
you're making a flyer for your building and you need to put the board members of those people, that's completely fine to print out. But it starts to get tricky when you use like random strangers on your flyers and so on. I would recommend just using what Canva provides. If you go to Elements, once again on the left-hand side, you can type in people laughing or something, and you will get, pictures of people that you can use that Canva allows you to use for free. And you could place it whatever, however you like. Does anybody have any questions on that part? Okay. Just letting you know. So yeah, Canva, whether it's elements that you're using, you can also use photos. It's kind of like endless of the amounts of things that you can use on Canva. And since today is just a basic course, I can't go over every single thing that you can do on Canva, but I am trying to hit all the important stuff. Let me just go back again to our flyer that we were creating. Another thing I want to mention briefly before we end today is next to printing, we do have a share button. So we have print with Canva. Let me just get the circle. We have print with Canva, and then we also have share. Print with Canva, do not get it confused with share. Print with Canva, once again, is if you want Canva to print your design and have it delivered to your house. That's all that button does. However, if you want to actually just share your flyer with your coworker, with your friend, with your family member, with someone who's in your club, if that's all you want to do, you're going to hit the share button. So I'm going to click on it. And once I hit that share button, it's a very simple process. All you have to do is type in the email of the person you want to send it to. So you just have to have that ready. Once you type in the person's email, you'll hit that share button to send it to them. And they will get the image in their email.
Can you
And
do multiple people or just
you could add,
one?
I think up to like 15 people to share
Okay,
with them.
thank you.
Another thing you can also do is, let's say if you had like 30 people you needed to share it to, then you can hit that copy link button in purple and paste it in an email. So you could either directly type their emails here, but if you reach a limit, you want to hit that copy link button and they will get it. They will be able to view it on their email. Let me just show you one more thing. So once again, we are still in the share button, right? So in the share button, we also have download. This is going to be our most important button to remember if you do leave here today. Download is how we actually are going to save it to our computer, save it to our phone, our tablet. So once we save it, right, we can print it however we want. We'll have it in our phone forever, or in our computer forever, right? If we don't download it, it's just going to stay in Canva. We could share it with people, but if we actually want a copy of it on our phone that it saves to our photo gallery, we have to download it. So make sure that you do download your designs when you are finished creating it. When you download it, you can have it saved on your phone so you could send it to Staples if you don't have a printer at home, or to any CVS if the CVS has a printer, Walgreens. Downloading it to your computer is also going to allow you to print it at home for yourself. So if I clicked on download, it would save to my computer. And if I had a printer connected to my computer, I could print it off. So if anybody here today has a printer at home, you do need to download it first in order to print it. Does anybody have questions on that part?
Yes, I do.
Yes, go ahead.
So I can send it to CVS and they will print it.
It depends. Like, not every location still does that. I don't know if the one on Riverdale does, but I know the Staples and Broadway allows you to print stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, as long as you either download it to your phone or you could share it to your own email, you could have Staples print it for you. I'm not too sure about CVS. I know some locations allow you though.
Cool. Thank you.
And then I don't know if anyone here today, if you guys, use Facebook or Instagram, and it was like a flyer for your community that you were participating in, you could use the option that says share on social. So like, I think Alicia here today, you have a Facebook. Like if you wanted to share your art designs on Facebook, you could click on share on social and you can choose Facebook.
Cool.
Or Instagram or whatever social media you have. And it will share it to your page and people could see your flyer or your design that you made. So once again, that's all in the share button. So that's why it's a very important icon. It has everything that you may need in order for your friends and family members to see it, whether you want to send it to them by email at the top where you type their name, whether you want to copy the link and paste it in an email, or if you want to download it so it gets saved on your phone or your computer, so you could always have a copy with you and it's not only saved on Canva. It's fine to save it on Canva, but you would always have to look at it inside of Canva. If you want to actually have it in your pictures, in your photo gallery where you see all your other pictures that you take, you would have to download it.
Right.
Anybody have questions on that part? Okay, I'll show you guys one more thing. I don't want to get people confused because there is a lot of things that you can do on Canva that I could never do it in one session. I would have to do another session on Canva. But so let's just use this flyer as an example. I'll show you one last thing. So let's say that you needed to change the size. For some reason, this 5x8, I think it was, is too small and you needed to make it larger. At the moment, in order to resize it, it is going to be a paid feature. So what that means is that before you even decide to type in the word flyer, you want to make sure you actually choose the correct size, right? So at the moment, it shows you all the sizes next to each flyer. Or you could even choose customize size. But once you have that locked in, you can't resize it after unless you have the paid version. So it's very important that you know what your size is going to be before you start creating it, because then down the line, you won't be able to change it unless you pay for the plan. So as soon as you type something that you want, whether it's a flyer, please make sure to read what the size is next to each option. Or at the bottom, it says customize size. Oops. And you can choose yourself what the size is by clicking on customize size. So you have that option that is really also important to use. And once again, I know I'm saying a lot of things. So this is being recorded. It is going to be posted on our YouTube channel where you guys can look it over again and to hit all these points again if you do decide to use it in the future. I am going to also say it in the chat so you guys have again what our YouTube is. It's RSS Center for Ageless Living. I posted the WhatsApp video from last week already on the channel, and I'll be posting this Canva class as well, so you guys could watch it again, so you could view all the little things that I said about it. But those are mostly the most important things, as long as you know to create a design, to make sure you choose exactly what you want and the size. And then you just choose whether you want to do it from scratch or with a template. Everything else that you see on the screen, right? Usually like if it's an organization, people create folders. And if there's like a lot of designs they do depending on the different marketing strategies. People do videos, social media on here, but I'm showing you guys like the simple features to just, if you want to do something quick for you and your family, or with a hobby that you guys may have or something like that. And every time you finish your design, right, if you just scroll down, the designs are always here at the bottom. So the summer beach party thing that we just did is right here. And I can always click on it and see it again. And if I click on these three dots, I can move it to trash. So once again, you just scroll down. Same thing if you had a smartphone. If I no longer wanted this summer party, I click the three dots and there's a trash button for me. Any questions from anyone today about anything that I covered? I know I said a lot.
I just wondered, is there a competing program? I mean, if beside this one, or is this the most popular one?
So Canva is right now like the most popular application for designing. But I would say like the competing ones. So the thing with Canva is that they have everything that you could think of in one, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we think of like Word document in the past, all you could do on there is documents. When we think of PowerPoint presentations, right, we just think of PowerPoint. But here I could click on presentation and I can create a presentation. I could also create a document where I could put graphs in it and create a resume. So all the things that you're thinking of in the past were in separate websites, but Canva decided to put it all in one. So I would say Canva's like the #1 thing to use. I'm sure there's like other competing ones.
Yeah,
but
you've answered it, because I just wondered what it was taking over, because it looks so fabulous. Yeah.
yeah, I guess I would say it's taking over what Microsoft did in the past with their Word documents, their Excel sheets, their Microsoft PowerPoint. And, it's a pretty good thing to use without, for using it for free. Like everything that I showed you today was all the free features. I made sure not to choose any of the premium features.